feel so good, I feel so numb.
And now, from the Cave of Wonders and recorded live in the presence of gods, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
All right, hello everybody. This is the Rain Man Show, back from Labor Day week off. The entire network was off for Labor Day week.
It was weird.
It was odd. I know you and I were talking off air about it, that I don't think we've ever done that except outside of
Christmas?
course, the holiday break.
Yeah.
We take almost 6-7 weeks off during the holiday. But other than that, during the year, we've never taken more than, I don't think there's ever been 3 or 4 days where we don't have a show of some sort.
Of some sort, yeah. It's weird. It feels like we haven't been on the air for like a month now.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time we took a break.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've been pretty much on top of things, but at least it shows me that we all enjoy doing the show. Because
Yeah.
we all kind of miss it. In fact, I was going to cancel the show. And you, Thomas,
I was
of
like,
all
no,
people,
don't do
like,
that.
wait a second. I was actually looking forward to doing the show. I'm like, I got all happy. I was like, look at Thomas
Yeah. I was like,
motivating me.
I actually want to work. What are you talking about?
So I don't know how long this show is going to be. It's going to be kind of a simplified, shortened show this week because we have to get off in order to do yet another show. We got to do the live Supernatural show.
Yeah, that's cutting into Rain Man just a bit. I apologize.
Yeah, we're still going to get about an hour and a half in, I think, with a little bit of news as well closing in because Andrew is here today in the studio. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Is this microphone popping a bit?
Yes, I mentioned that in the mic check.
I wonder why it's doing that. Say it again real fast.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be back.
It sounds okay now.
Sounds
okay.
fine.
All right, it sounds fine. That's enough talking now. Hello, Tony. How was your week off?
It was good. You know,
What did you do? Anything fun? Did your mom, anything revealing that we need to know? Because I don't really care. When I ask about you, who I'm really asking about is what did your mom do that's just dynamite gold?
well, on Saturday of Labor Day weekend, we went to go see the D-back game.
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason why she wanted to go was that she
Wants to see the guys' nice butts.
No, she wanted
Oh.
the free stuff that they were giving away.
That's why they still do that stuff. Because people in that demographic, that age, love free shit.
Oh, I know.
It's
Absolutely
usually
love
garbage,
free
though.
shit.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's not. It's like a towel that, and those towels are like basically paper towels that they give away. When you get a free towel from a gym,
So wait, are you
or
saying towel?
a towel?
Yeah, a towel.
What am I saying? What does it sound like I'm saying? Oh, come on,
A tell. Like someone has a tell when they're
come on,
lying.
come on, Thomas. You know I have a weird accent and I pronounce words wrong by now.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Free towels.
towels. You know what it is? I'm lazy, right? To pronounce the word, I think. Because what was I saying? I was shortening it, right?
Yeah, you're
Now-
trying to like hyphenate your own fucking
Is a
English.
towel? Is that 2 syllables?
Towel.
Towel.
Towel. That's 2. Let's
Is
see.
that the white
Well,
man way of saying it?
In school, you learn to count. You do towel. So that's 2. That's 1, 2. You count when I say it.
Syllables, right.
You count. Ready? Towel. You have to count.
That's one for
Okay,
you right there.
See, that's what I do. I slur.
You
slur.
cut out the W. You have
Yeah.
TOEL.
I do that with a lot of words. I'll cut out certain syllables. I'll slur. Towel. Okay. Towel. How do you say it, Thomas? Say it.
Towel.
Okay.
Towel.
Towel.
Close
Towel.
enough.
Towel. Okay, so now you
They give
say
away free hats or
you-
something else.
hold on. I'm going to get this straight. Okay, so you say it slowly, and I'm going to count the syllables, okay?
Okay. Towel.
1. Come on, you got to go slow. It's way too fast.
Towel.
1, 2. I fucking
You
forget.
can't
You're
even do
retarded.
I
You're
can't
both
hell.
retarded.
English with Mike is a bad class for everyone.
Were you never taught the clap method?
I'm actually an English major. Well, what's the clap method? Is
Where
that
you-
kind of like, is that like an STD?
Towel.
Is that an STD I don't know about?
No,
the
you-
clap method.
If you're trying to figure out
If you
however many
can't say
syllables there are.
towel, there's probably a lot of things you don't know.
Hey, I'm an English major as well.
Well, that says a lot too.
Some of the best
Anyways.
radio hosts are the worst English speakers too.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
100% true. All right. So they give away. Let's get back on topic here.
They give away free stuff.
See, Tony was trying to save me, and I silenced him.
Yep. We needed that moment of
He was all-
embarrassment.
yeah. All right. So let's get back on track here. Tony.
Yes.
Okay. You're with me, right?
I'm with you.
Okay. So they give away free towels. And the towels, there you go. I said it. Towels They are like paper towels.
Yeah, they're crap.
They're like paper towels. You know, I'm done. Let's just change topic.
It's not even worth wiping your butt with. Let's just say that.
Yeah, they're like sandpaper.
Yeah, it's all garbage that they give away for free.
Yeah, and yet there's that aging demographic that will go out to the ball games and go to those radio remotes.
Yeah,
that to get the free stuff.
That's how I know they're crap.
It's odd to me. Even at the Comic-Con, the people who go for all that cheap or the free shit,
the swag,
is usually the older people. They have they have no idea what they're grabbing.
Oh,
like, I know they did it for us. Like with the Supernatural show. I was like, oh, you listen to Supernatural? Oh, you watch Supernatural? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Like, then why are you grabbing a promo? Like, oh, it's free. That's what they said to me.
That's what my mom did when she passed by your table.
She'll get that for me.
Yeah.
I think people regress back to children as they get older. And they're just like, oh, I'm going to take one of these. Like a 5-year-old would at the grocery store.
I think
or a black guy.
Yeah.
Give me that.
I think for me, it's the Filipino. They just want the free stuff.
Yeah.
And they use it to construct their houses with.
Oh, Jesus. Shantytown made out of free towels and cardboard flyers.
That's how an entire community was made. And now we have the Philippines.
Exactly.
It was free shit.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So I went to the mountains, my annual trip that I take to the mountains, the White Mountains, Thomas.
Okay.
Did you bring your peyote?
No. But we go to the White Mountains, Mogollon Rim of sorts. I think it's called Mogollon. Am I pronouncing that right?
That is correct.
Okay, the Mogollon. The Mogollon Rim.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to, every once in a while, I need, you know what I need, Thomas? I need a real life spell check. But a speak check. You know how like in spell check, that little red, that saved my life on the internet. When I type in things like, misspelled word, I need that in real life. When I mispronounce something, I need to see something.
You need to speak and spell like a visualization.
That's what and you can
program it into your glasses.
You can be that for me during the show.
There we go.
You can just raise your hand
that is wrong.
You said that wrong.
Usage.
Yeah. There is actually 2 syllables, not 1. You slurring, uneducated bastard.
There you go.
All right. So I went to the mountains. And I love going to the mountains. It's relaxing. I have no internet connection, which means it's the only time of the year that I'm actually 100% completely disconnected from everything.
So how long before cabin fever set in?
It happens. I feel odd I'd say about 6 hours in. I feel odd.
Yeah.
Then after 6 hours, another 6 hours, so 12 hours total. I do know math. Okay, so 6 and 6 is 12. So about 12 hours in,
the shakes go away?
It starts to go away. I start to forget about it. It really is like you're detoxing.
Yeah.
You feel odd for about 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours. And then once you get past that 12-hour mark, you start feeling okay again. The hallucinations go away. The voices go away. And you can live a normal life. So it takes a total of maybe 2 days, 24 hours to make you completely forget. And then you get to that point where you just don't care.
Yeah.
You just don't care. Like, I would every once in a while get internet connection because that's just how it happens based on the atmosphere. Like all of a sudden the connection will go through and I'll hear a little beep and I don't even check it.
That's
I don't even check it. And I would stay there longer. Like when I was a kid, we used to stay there up there for 2 or 3 weeks. When I was between the ages of 5 and 10, 11 years old, we stayed there for 2 or 3 weeks. But as an adult, I just can't do that.
Yeah.
And the biggest reason why is because we no longer we used to have a camper trailer, like an RV.
Okay.
And you could cook in there.
So what did you guys go?
You could use the restroom. Well, we went tenting. Yeah, it was all
You were
tents.
tenting for a week?
Yes, for a week.
No
for
shit.
9 days. 7 days. Went tenting. Okay.
Okay.
And,
impressive.
But there is an outhouse. But there's no bathroom.
That's cheating.
When I was younger, I used to go and build a toilet. I used to stack rocks. Way out in the woods, I would bring a shovel and dig about a grave. About 6 feet. About 6. Oh, I don't want the shit touching me.
Right.
Toilets are flawed the way they're made. Because when you poop sometimes, the water splashes and it hits you.
Okay.
Like, that's a flaw to me. Am I right, though? Is that comfortable when poop comes up?
No, it's never that.
Or not poop, but like water.
Toilet water,
let's say you have a rock and it splashes. And sometimes it hits the asshole.
An enema starts?
It feels weird. It feels weird.
Yeah.
I don't think that's normal. So, I dig 6 feet deep.
To make sure not to hit well water.
Well, I used to do about 6 feet deep, and I used to build these rocks around the entire thing. So I had a homemade Stone Age Flintstone toilet. Worked like wonders. But by the end of the trip, it would be like disgusting. There'd be flies in there, centipedes, and all kinds of terrible things.
Demons are coming out of it.
It
whole thing
turns into a portal to hell.
Right.
Okay, so I decided that's not the way to go. I'm just going to start using the outhouse. And the last few years, the guy that was running that outhouse, he was on his A game. He was on his A game. I'm talking bugs.
Oh God.
There was no bugs. He had air fresheners in there, like, you know, those auto ones that spray.
Yeah.
The auto air fresheners. He had a regular, like, deodorizer. No bugs. The outhouse was flawless. As long as you don't look in at the death inside, you're good. Just pretend it, just like if you're afraid of heights, you don't look down. You don't look in the toilet if you're afraid.
Okay.
You don't take a peek?
You don't take a peek ever. If you take a peek, the poop goes back in. You're done. You're done. You're done for 6 or 7 hours.
You lose your soul if you take a peek.
It's that whole, that poem about looking into the abyss and it may look back into you. It's talking about toilets.
If you look in, you may not like what you see.
Or you turn into a pillar of salt.
So, make a long story short, because this is dragging way out. This past year, I don't know if they got a different guy or the guy just doesn't care anymore. The bathroom was terrible.
They got a different guy.
I would spend 3 hours trying to go to the bathroom because I would look, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go this time. And the bathroom is disgusting. Flies are like, you open up the toilet seat. And it's like in The Mummy, in the first one, where the guy opens his mouth and sand comes flying out. That's what it looked like. You open the toilet up and flies are just flooding out. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So I went down into town, bought some Raid, and sprayed inside of it. Okay. Also, I got bug away, all that stuff where you sprayed all over the place. I go in there. 2 hours later, the flies are gone. I open the top of the toilet, right?
Uh-huh.
Nothing comes out. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to go. Mind you, I went all the way into town to go to the bathroom. Okay. I could have just went to the bathroom in town, but then I'd be using a public bathroom, and that's a whole other issue. Okay. So then I come back, and I'm all prepared for the outhouse.
Uh-huh.
I sit down, and yes, I do use the bathroom, everybody. The first droplet hits way down there. The long echo. Okay. Hits, and as soon as I do that, flies come flying up.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Into my asshole.
And next thing you know, you're the Brundlefly.
God.
It was like the Death Star. It was like somebody gave the flies the plans to the Death Star. R2 was on their side.
And here comes the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
It's okay. Hold on. So let me get this straight. Your bathroom excrement was heinous enough to bring near dead flies back to life to try and escape.
It was just the beginnings. It was just a little tiny one. Because I was scared.
They rather be dead or sitting in the toilet already than be anywhere near
unless
what you were shooting down.
Maybe they were dying because of the raid, and so they didn't move when I opened the toilet seat, but then when I opened the toilet seat and something actually hit them, they came flying out.
So have you seen a doctor yet?
It was like, you remember the new Batman movie where the bats come around him and lift him up? That was me. I was Bruce Wayne of shit.
You need to be checked for Zika now.
Hey, don't go nowhere. The Rain Man Show will be right back.
Have you ever wanted something so bad that you do just about anything for it? Well, that's exactly how we feel about you. That's right. AdamandEve.com wants you so bad. We're giving you 10 free gifts with your first order. You heard me right. That's 10 free gifts to spice up your love life. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, an adventurous toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. That's 10 free gifts for you shy types who've never tried Adam and Eve before. Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, a sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code DEAL30 at checkout and you'll get all 10 free gifts, including free shipping. That's offer code DEAL30. That's DEAL30 at AdamandEve.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Rain Man Show on Rain Man Digital with your host, Michael Flores.
This is like a dance song right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'd see me in the club.
That's what you're going to dance to?
I'd be doing one of these.
What is that exactly?
I don't know. It's called the turtle. I don't know. Oh, Andrew, do you go to clubs?
Not anymore.
Did you not anymore? Now, that would be a thing to see. Show me one of your moves, Andrew. I will narrate it so people out there can see it visually.
Oh fuck!
I like how he does that. He like he's waving his like.
You do the lasso deal?
I didn't do anything. I went and I drank at the bar and I tried to hit on chicks. That's all I did.
You mean
I
guys?
didn't dance. Yeah.
To keep the illusion going.
Yeah.
Oh man, I keep saying this, but we all need to go out for like a Rain Man night or a Rain Man digital night.
Oh,
I have
It would be
a perfect activity for us to do.
Not like that.
It's not.
We're not doing the human centipede, Andrew.
No. Have you heard of puzzle rooms before?
This
I know what
sounds
you're talking about.
insanely gay.
It's awesome.
Puzzle room.
They're
You guys
super fucking
see whose
fun.
penis fits and whose asshole.
Exactly.
Yep.
You line
gotta
up
answer a
by
question.
length and girth.
No,
It's
you're
like Saw. Only
kind of
with
is, yeah.
dildos.
All right, Andrew, tell me what this is. Do I dare take us down this path?
Yeah,
Thomas?
no, it's actually
They're not that bad.
Wait. He answers his own. Thomas.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Okay. All right.
it's a family friendly attraction,
Okay.
right? Where the whole you go into a room that has a theme, and you're essentially locked in that room, and you have to solve different puzzles, riddles, and stuff like that, and find clues and whatnot to then get out of the room.
You get to spend an
for a prize.
hour as Sherlock Holmes and Watson trying to solve riddles and stuff to get the key to eventually unlock the
That's
room
too
and
much
get out.
effort.
It's fucking cool as shit, dude.
It would require thought and no alcohol, so I don't think it's going to work for us.
I can get a few beers in. It's fine.
So basically, it's a vortex.
It's a way to be
discussion.
locked in a room with Andrew.
What was that? Holy crap!
That was the rapiest laugh.
I think that's his plan. He wants to get some of us in the room locked in with himself.
I've been found.
I had somewhere to go with the opening, and then Andrew brings
Yeah.
up puzzles and gay rooms, and I
Yep.
don't know.
And your whole fucking day's weird.
Yeah.
We could always just go bowling.
What is this?
That's a new vortex alarm.
That's fucking awesome.
Vortex alarm.
Yeah, that's a new vortex alarm. That's good. The thing is I can't set the alarm off myself. I need
You
someone.
need to have a button over here that Tony or I can push.
Yeah, someone needs to set the
Yeah.
alarm. We also have two choices. Let's see.
Okay, what's the second
The
one?
second one, let's say.
Warning, you are approaching the Andrew Vortex. Warning, you are approaching the Andrew Vortex. You have now entered the Andrew Vortex.
I felt like I go in every week to be like, we were talking about sex suits and sex robots. I felt like I go in every week to be like, sex suits and sex robots.
That's exactly what I hear too when he talks. Let's continue.
I feel like I go in every week to be like, I felt like I go in every week to be like, we were talking about sex suits and sex robots.
Tell me that's not what you hear too.
A little bit. I am a particular to the vortex noise, the original, as you just slowly get dragged into it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man.
That's fucking awesome.
So Pamela Anderson says,
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of an old topic, and
Little bit.
I was kind of debating whether or not we should even get into it, but I think it's relevant to the Rain Man show to discuss this. Pam Anderson has recently done an interview where she says porn is for losers and it should be banned.
Ooh.
Now, does she not realize, and I know it's low-hanging fruit to use your words, Thomas,
Yeah.
but does she not know that her entire career
Is built on that?
is built on either A, porn, or B, sexuality and curves and exposing your body?
Yeah, it's pretty hypocritical. I don't know if it's like one of those I've got mine so everyone else should stop now,
Right.
kind of things.
See, the first thing I thought, and it may sound sexist or misogynistic is the choice word here, but do you think it's because she's approaching 50 and she's not getting the looks that she used to, even though she is still really attractive, but do you think she's feeling the age? She's hitting the age vortex. Well, pretty soon all of her looks are going to be completely sucked up.
It sounds incredibly shallow, and that's mostly because it is. But I do agree to some extent. I think it's, I'm not.
You agree that pornography is for losers?
I think that pornography can have a bad effect on people.
Really?
If used in
Ooh.
excess.
But that's anything.
But exactly. That's my thing, though. I think people can get bad expectations from it or become like dependent on it, but that's like anything.
If
like
you've
you said.
never had,
but I don't think it's for losers because then count me in.
Yeah, exactly. Send me to Loser Town.
Exactly. Everyone does it. To act like you don't do it is stupid. But like anything, it should have some moderation. You know, if you need to see it at work, you got some issues.
Well, if you're one of those people who are choosing to look at porn rather than having sex with an actual woman, and that's what you choose to do, and you're actually in a relationship, that's a whole other issue.
And I think that's where it can be part of the problem.
But it shouldn't be banned.
But that doesn't mean it's for losers.
And it shouldn't be banned.
Exactly. Because then you're calling literally all your fans, Miss Anderson, losers.
All the people who have your poster on their ceiling. That's why I had mine on my ceiling.
It wasn't for your achievements to the scientific community.
Right. And she could be saying it for her kids, maybe one of her.
Fuck off! Who
maybe one of her
gives a shit?
I mean, I remember watching what's that show with Denise Richards in it? Charlie Sheen's ex-wife. She was in some reality show, I think on E, where she discovered her. Of course, it's set up and staged. It's a reality show on E, produced by Ryan Seacrest.
Right.
But the episode was actually was interesting to me because it's something I always question, like. What if your family member, who's hot, did porn? And she stumbled upon her nephew.
Okay.
Who was looking at her Playboy issues.
That's a little weird.
That she was in. Yeah, but if your aunt's Denise Richards, count me into the weird crowd.
That's also understandable.
I'm in the weird crowd.
Yeah, I honestly, is it any of your business? And if that person is going to do it, I think they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
That nephew wasn't going to choose someone else if he already chose.
And it could be curiosity, but if I knew it existed, I would never go that route if it was me, honestly.
Yeah. I think if you know it exists, you're like, okay, we'll stay away from this genre.
So I'm wondering if that's what Pamela Anderson did. Like, she was like, maybe her kids are growing up. Maybe she doesn't want them looking at her and Tommy's big old penile going inside of her. So she decided, hey, let me just go ahead and say this on the record for my kids. Either way, I think is negligent. You can't ever say anything. Porn should not be banned because there's been science studies. I'm very militant about this topic.
Yeah.
I need my porn. I need my porn.
It's un-American.
It is un-American. What are we going to be, Muslim? If they take porn away, Pamela Anderson, you're going to have little jihadists popping out everywhere.
And then they'll suppress you and then rape you.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
No, would I agree to that? I was on a roll. No, but the porn thing is that if you guys, there's been scientific research done. In, I want to say 2012, there's an entire article done by scientists saying that sex crimes has dramatically dropped since the surgence of pornography.
The advent.
And the advent of pornography. And that would make sense because of the fact that if you are a sicko, you're looking at this porn that satisfies your needs.
Right.
So anybody that says otherwise, like if you ban pornography, you're going to see either people, A, you're going to see sex crimes, or B, you're going to see people wearing bomb vests, blowing themselves up because they're repressed.
Well, I mean, it is interesting that always you find the politicians who are like, gay is horrendous and we cannot have porn are the ones who are like offering quickies in the bathroom of the men's room at the airport. You know?
But doing Morse code underneath.
Exactly. Tapping away.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I think that guy in the next stall wants a blowjob. Like,
exactly.
I would like, what's that code, Andrew? Like, do you know the code?
The code that the Minnesota governor got in trouble for?
Well, every odd conservative in the closet gay guy knows this code. It's a conservative gay guy code. That's what it is. In the closet, conservative, repressed code.
Yeah.
Morse code? Maybe they're going to win World War III with that. Like the Wind Talkers use their own version of...
The porn talkers?
Yeah. No, the knocker code. They're going to actually use codes for gay speak when you're conservative and in the closet to win the next war.
There you go.
Like, wait a second. Why are the Americans doing blowjobs on each other? I'm confused right now. What are they saying? Can you Google that, Tony?
Yes.
Google gay code in bathrooms. Now, Andrew. Now, Tony, do not take any liberties. I am Hitler right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Keyword. These are the keywords. Do not put anything else in.
Okay.
Gay, code, knock, bathrooms. That's 4.
Okay, gay code knock bathrooms.
Yes. And I want to know if there's like you know how like Dan Brown talked about the Da Vinci Code?
You're trying to find out
the gay code.
The gay code.
Yes.
Okay.
There's gotta be. Okay, what is it?
Is first article secret gay code.
Secret gay code.
Yeah.
I want to know. Read.
If it's the first article, is it that secret?
Well, it is.
It's an actual video, I think.
It's a video?
Yeah.
Send it via Facebook. I don't have hip chat in. Send it via Facebook and I'll play it.
I'm looking for charts.
I want charts and graphs.
He needs the data.
And I want, like, you know how, like, those old, school charts on how to learn things? It shows a little person standing and doing things. That's what I want to see. Andrew, and if you know this, don't hold out on us, please.
I'm looking at it for it myself.
For research for later.
Yeah, when I go to school, the school bathrooms.
There's
I gotta
an
know.
article that says secret signals how gay men cruise for sex.
Okay, there we go. Open that bad boy up.
We've Urban Dictionary.
And it's ABC News.
Wow, look at them.
That article doesn't have anything good in it.
He's already checked.
No, I'm doing the research that he's doing also. Urban Dictionary has a list of public sex codes.
Okay, I want. Do they include knocks, coos, or whistles?
Tapping of the foot. Let's see. After initial introductions.
Okay, initial introductions though, like that.
How do you start that?
Yeah, I wish I had like a gay friend that I was really close to, like non-gay relationship. I would be picking his brain on this stuff.
Okay, so the fantastic source that Urban Dictionary has actually, it goes through a whole bunch of stuff. So tapping the foot repeatedly in a rhythmic pattern essentially says, "Hello, friend. I'm available for gay sex."
That's weird.
Rhythmic pattern.
The positive response.
What if you don't have a rhythm?
It's the YMCA rhythm.
Oh, okay.
A positive response to the tapping would be a much slower rhythmic tapping translated to...
It's like animals. It's like, why are this is men, right? Men are animals.
Let's think about this real quick.
Can you imagine if we could do that to women, straight males? We would be doing it. We'd be tapping it doesn't matter. Any woman with like boobs passing by, we'd be like tapping.
Yeah.
We'd be tapping really loud.
Well, let's think about this real quick. Like if you're a straight guy and you're taking a dump and you're listening to a Walkman, and all of a sudden you're like really into the music, and your foot is like beeping, bopping, like to Huey Lewis in the news. Next
How
thing you know,
old is this scenario?
Next thing you know, because I brought up Walkman.
Tony's 50.
Yeah, I brought up Walkman.
So this is a circa 1970s situation.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, you're like listening to your Walkman. Yeah, you hear that.
So after the initial, I
would think it's like the ATF. Was that loud of a That's a loud knock. Oh, that one's better.
So the initiating party would then move his foot to touch the others in a handshake, effectively beginning a deeper level of communication. So this is where it gets interesting. It is important for both parties to announce the types of activities they're willing to perform or have performed on them.
So there's a negotiation?
So the senator that was involved, Senator Craig, got in trouble because he rubbed the bottom of the stall with his left hand palm up, which would translate loosely into, "If you'd like, I'd be happy to give you a hand job." Eventually, blah, blah, blah.
Now, now what happens in this scenario?
So
now, hold on, Andrew. I want to know. Now, does the senator then, let's say the guy says, sure. The guy in the other stall. Does the other guy then crawl underneath the stall to get into his?
How does that work?
Or does he just or does the other guy drop to his knees and stand on the other side, and the guy just kind of reaches over or under, I should say, and they never even make eye contact because then debatably that's not even gay.
Should they even wash first?
Should they wash first? Jesus. They're not in there to take a dump, Tony.
If you're gonna
bring
have
in their
sexual
pocket
activity, if you're doing sexual activity in a bathroom, I don't think cleanliness and hygiene are on your top priorities.
Okay, Andrew.
Saying.
Now, Tony, you're in the bathroom. No, you know what? Let's do this better. Let's Thomas.
Oh,
Thomas
Jesus.
and Andrew.
You're in the bathroom and you hear this. Do you reply?
Oh.
Do you just ignore
I'd be
it?
like, the fuck you want? Occupied.
You wouldn't reply?
Occupied.
What if it keeps happening?
That's rude.
Fuck off.
Not even a hi.
Hello?
No.
This code.
Who's there? What's the code, Andrew?
This code gets way in depth.
I want to hear it.
So you can reply with a motion of the right hand, palm up, in a similar fashion would be saying...
Is there a test you have to take on this?
Strictly anal, I would imagine.
Strictly anal.
Like, who comes up with this code? This is amazing.
I don't know. This
I'm
is
telling
awesome.
you, this is instead of win talkers, gay talkers, and we win.
Get the
This is how we're going to win the war against ISIS. Gay talkers. Let's enlist them into our military.
It's the Cherokee and the Choctaw that came up with it.
They will never know our strategies, ever.
Same act, right-handed, palm down would mean I would like to give you a blowjob.
You know, that's not a bad idea, because if they admitted that they knew what the code was, they'd be put to death anyway.
Exactly. Exactly. So they would end up killing themselves as well.
And their only translators.
Because Allah Akbar all of a sudden knows the code.
Yeah, that's
and
a good
then
idea.
Ahmed is going to be like, how do you know this code, Allah Akbar? He's all, well, you know. And then, boom, dead. So they're going to kill themselves with our own code. A gay guy never even needs to lift a finger.
There you go.
Except to knock.
Had the senator taken off his shoe and pointed it in the direction of the other party.
God, that's too much effort.
This
Just
is
have
ridiculous.
sex.
Jesus Christ.
This
Just
activity-
say, hey, you want to bang?
Exactly.
Fuck, dude.
Hey,
What if there's other people in the bathroom?
Is that going to stop? Okay, wait. So you're saying you don't want other people in the bathroom to know about it, but isn't that going to be an issue when there's two sets of feet in a single stall?
It's not, hey, let's bang in
What
the
if you're
bathroom.
Shiva?
Let's meet at the bathroom. It's like you
What
meet
if
at the
you're
club and then you fuck at your apartment. It's not you meet at the club and then fucking, well, you might.
I like how
but-
Andrew's
Yeah, you
justifying the code.
No, see, when it was ratified in 1985, the system's in place that allowed. There's a whole history to it.
The Gay High Council back in 1960, they decided unanimously.
Exactly.
It's like the Fellowship of the Gays over here.
So the code gets even worse. Urinating upon the foot of your potential gay public sex partner would translate loosely into, look there, I've pissed on your shoe. How do you explain that to your wife and kids?
No
If you
shit,
let me
that would
bugger you right here, right now, I will let you wear my pants home and no one will be the wiser. There's so much extrapolation going on here.
so
It's
wait,
fucking
your wife,
retarded.
Your wife and kids are gonna be like, hey, what's up with this slight urine on your shoe? You must be clearly having gay sex. But if you walk in with someone else's fucking pants, that doesn't raise any suspicion.
Of course not.
Your marriage is dead then.
I don't. Okay, so this gets a little bit weird. Defecation between the stalls would
No.
be the same.
Okay,
No.
stop.
We stop there.
Look at the poo.
I never need to know what happens. I don't need to know.
I was gonna have sex with you, but now you've become a parent. You have a scat fetish, and I do not.
That's fake. That's got to be fake.
See, I was on
So
board.
now you're just
until
a
the
monkey.
shit. Yeah.
In a zoo.
If you're a gay male and you listen to, you know what? That's one thing we don't have. We have a lot of gay females listen to the show. We don't have a lot of gay males
I wonder
listening to
why.
the show. Why wouldn't they? If gay, they're all a community, right? I mean, for the most part. Am I wrong or right? I mean, I don't know.
I would say in general,
Okay.
there's the LGBT community.
Yeah, right. So I mean, we have a very high lesbian listenership, but listen. If you're gay and you just want to come out of the closet on this show, just call us. We would love to help you with that, and you can give us some feedback on our knocking code if you know it.
Also, tell us how accurate the code is.
Yes, please. You know what? I need to get. What's the name of the senator who knew that code to a T? I mean, that senator studied.
It was Senator Craig.
Larry
Yeah.
Craig.
Larry Craig.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get him for an interview. I want to talk to him
Yeah.
about the code.
I'm sure he wants to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be able to lead us into he might be that leader to take us above and beyond ISIS. You never know.
What baffles me is the tapping of a foot and the gesture of a hand is disorderly conduct and
It's too-
lewd.
It's too much
It's
effort.
too much work. Again, just want to bang?
Although, you got to remember, okay, guys go through great lengths
That's
to
true.
bust a nut. I mean, as a kid, I don't know if you're young enough to remember this, but back in the old days of cable, I mean, you would do the squiggly lines. Did you ever do the squiggly lines?
The squiggly lines?
The squiggly lines. It's before they blocked out the channel and you wouldn't get it. Old cable used to actually show the sound. So you'd go to the Playboy channel that we didn't order because my mom would never order that, of course. And you could hear the sound, the audio, which is the best sometimes. And you would see, and it would be squiggly lines. And
No,
then
see, I never
every
had that.
4 or 5 seconds, you know what squiggly lines are on TV though? Remember the
Yeah.
old UHF
It's a
days?
scrambled
where-
signal.
Yeah, scrambled signal. It's
Yeah.
okay. Well, the old days of cable, you would turn it to the Playboy channel, you would whack it and you would time it right when the squiggly lines they pop up and you get a clear image for about a half a second, and you would time it for that to the sound and the squiggly image being a fully functional,
right?
Your
fully visual.
Hand goes into light speed.
Yeah. No, you just pace yourself. Pace yourself
pull that trigger right then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you ever have
like a sniper one shot?
Hold on, Tony. Do you remember squiggly lines?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They were. It was a golden age. It was the golden age of masturbation.
There were many trade secrets on how to like really manipulate that cable box.
Yeah, exactly. And see, that's something you and Andrew Thomas will never understand. Is the golden age of pornography and cable television.
I don't know so much if that's the
you had to work for it.
It sounds more like the Stone Age.
No, you had to work for it.
Yeah.
Like so, it mattered.
Have you?
Now you
and
could
it was
just
more
now
satisfying.
Yes.
It was
now
more
I can bring something up right now on my phone.
Now you exactly. You could use keywords, big boobs. Someone
Bam.
pops up.
Fills it my evening.
Yeah. We need to get into news, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just about ready to have those links opened up?
I am ready.
All right. Let me get your music for you. You know, we do this every week, and for some reason, I can never find the news.
You really need that on a single macro, dude.
It's on I have it on our hotkeys here, and for some reason, I can never bring it up. Andrew News. Here we go.
And now it's time for news with Andrew.
Starting things off with Hillary Clinton, who stumbled on her...
Go ahead.
Hillary Clinton stumbles. Will her campaign follow? Let's find out. Hillary Clinton's campaign is a regrouping after a weekend of stumbles left her looking vulnerable after a pivotal moment of her battle with Donald Trump. Her wobbly exit on Sunday at a muggy Ground Zero captured on video has Clinton lurching into the arms of her security detail.
That guy is using the thesaurus way too much.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just
somebody's like, I just bought this today.
Yeah, just spit it out. You're quoting the news. You're not writing the next, Hamlet adaptation.
The stumbling was followed by a belated announcement of pneumonia and has dramatically turned the state of her health from conservative conspiracy theory into a genuine campaign issue. But Sunday's drama was merely a capstone on Clinton's rough 48
that is
hours.
The source.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got pivotal moment, which very few people use anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Lurching, belated.
He's trying too hard.
Capstone.
Yeah. He's a first-year journalist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sunday's, let's see, Clinton aides spent Saturday cleaning up her remark that half of Trump supporters were deplorables, meaning racist, sexist, and homophobes. The remark, for which she later expressed regret.
You know what? Hold on a second.
Don't regret it. Okay, first of all,
own it.
If you actually say that, if you believe that,
she knows what she's saying.
Then just own up to it. God, stop being such a pussy.
Hillary is 100% calculative. There we go.
Calculating.
No, she's calculative, and that's a word.
Yeah.
Calculative, and she knows she doesn't. She's not Trump. She doesn't just get out there and start blurting off at the mouth. She knows what she's saying. She did it on purpose, and that's the first time I don't always see eye to eye with Hillary's points of views and the way she does things, but it's the first time I kind of am. She's a Trump. She just did a Trump. She generalized on everybody. Because I guarantee you, not all those people who support Trump are homophobes and racist. Some of them are just annoyed, exasperated, blue-collar workers who are tired. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Aides were scrambling to repair the damage Monday with Clinton's expected absence from the campaign trail for several days, threatening to provide an opening for Trump to capture the initiative at a moment when he is closing in the polls.
He's closing in the polls? Really?
It's close. It's
this is the weirdest
percentage point.
This is the weirdest goddamn election.
Dude. It really is.
I mean, I think she's still going to ultimately win, but it's not like any of them give me any
you think
better feeling about the world.
I don't know. Bernie Sanders is showing a whole lot of interest now again.
I honestly hope people just write in Bernie Sanders just to fuck with everyone's history on this.
While pneumonia is a relatively common complaint, the Democratic nominee, age 68, now faces increasing political pressure to demonstrate she is fit for considerable physical demands of the presidency.
I think we should put her through a few course exercises to make sure.
It can be a bitch. I've had pneumonia a couple times.
Well, if she thinks she's okay to run this country, we should put her through a few stress management courses. Have her run. What's the thing Captain Kirk had to do in his days? He did some test.
Kobayashi Maru.
There, look at you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, have that. Have her do one of those. Pretend Jim Con-un, whatever his name is, little midget man, is launching nukes. What is she going to do? And then we'll know if she's up to the task of running this country. Wouldn't you agree with that? No? You just want to give her the button no matter what?
I think we're just screwed, so.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, what else do we have in the news? Because this is boring.
Let's get to some explosions.
Okay.
With Samsung.
And the ones not in Andrew's pants.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Samsung is recalling 2.5 million Galaxy Note 7 smartphones over exploding battery fears.
So there is an explosion in someone's pants.
Literally.
In what might be the biggest smartphone recall ever, Samsung has halted sales of some of the 2.5 million new Galaxy Note 7 smartphones amid ongoing reports that a flaw in the device's batteries is making them catch fire and explode.
How do you not run tests and figure this out?
Because the battery's the one part that you don't fucking improve upon ever.
Yeah.
They did run tests. However, the batteries that are on fire are coming out of the Chinese manufacturer that they use, who apparently did not fall through.
Somebody gonna get that?
Anybody?
Oh, fuck. He's dead.
No, it still rings.
Hey, at least it still rings.
That's a good phone.
That's a
That is a
Nokia
good
bar phone.
It may explode your head off, but at least it keeps ringing.
Adding to the controversy, the FAA...
I want to know if the voicemail picks up immediately. When that explosion happens and the phone blows up and someone's calling you, does the voicemail automatically pick up? You know how when you push end and somebody on the other end knows you push end? When the explosion happens, do they know that someone ended the phone call?
That could leave some really funny voicemails.
Yeah.
Adding to the controversy, the FAA might also ban them on planes, as Australia already has, meaning that travelers will be prohibited from taking a potentially faulty Note 7 on board aircraft in the U.S.
You know, I find it interesting that they spent all that time advertising that you could pour like a ton of champagne on this phone.
Yeah.
But the one thing that people constantly, because I know people who work in phones, who the biggest request is a better, longer lasting battery.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so how about ours explodes instead? Is that what you're looking for? Not really. No.
Oh my God. Does the warranty cover this?
Because it's a recall, yes. Last week, Samsung, in case you haven't been paying attention, last week Samsung announced that it had voluntarily initiated its own product recall, but if it elects to institute a formal process with the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the FAA would have to enact the ban.
I picture Samsung, you know, like the old James Bond movies where Q is like practicing all the weapons he gives them, and they're just blowing
Puts it
things
in the
up.
pocket of the dummy, and then it just blows up.
Yeah, I picture Q running the Samsung like testing center, and that's what's happening.
They
in the
took
background.
the wrong blueprints to development because they also work for the FBI. You know, that might be it.
Probably.
The South Korean electronics company delayed shipments of the smartphone last week after several people posted images online of burnt, broken Note 7s. It
We
then
need to
announced the
send
recall.
these defective phones to ISIS or to North Korea.
Exactly.
So here's what's really interesting about this whole case for me. Right now, there have been 35 cases that have been reported globally. The defect is only expected in 60 phones.
Like for me, like this is his this is his news topic, isn't it? That's why it's kind of boring.
It's this whole the future market shares. What this means in the future for Samsung is a massive.
They'll be
thing.
fine. They'll be
Listen,
just.
I mean,
fine.
their stock has already taken a hit
Andrew,
of like 10%.
when you put a news topic in, it's just so you could do the news, not like go off on a soapbox have opinions.
It's his
Fuck Michael.
Well, I mean, it's not like I go in every week to be
I
like.
sent you an article.
We were talking about sex suits and sex robots. It's not like I go in every week to be like sex suits and sex robots.
I sent you an article. Fuck Michael.
I mean, it's not like I go in every week to
Is
be
this
like.
the other alarm? Somebody press the alarm button. Holy shit.
That really does need to be an alarm.
It does.
Like a morning alarm to wake your ass up. Tell me you wouldn't wake up and throw your phone just like you do with the other alarms. Listen to this. Okay, you're sleeping. You're in a nice deep sleep, Thomas, and all of a sudden it's 6:30 in the morning. What time do you wake up?
Between 6 and 7.
Okay, it's 6:30.
Fuck Michael.
Well, I mean, it's not like I go in every week to be like,
sent you an
article. We were talking about sex suits and sex robots. It's not like I go in every.
That's when I want the Samsung to just blow up.
I like how it's cut so it sounds like I'm actually saying something with everything else. If somebody can...
The title... Dustin did this. The title is Andrew Blabbers.
If Dustin can take all of my...
We're not doing requests. This isn't the request
and make
line,
like
Andrew.
a whole paragraph. That'd be fucking awesome.
No, too late.
Oh my God, Andrew, what else do we have in the news? We need to wrap this show up. What else do we have in the news?
A woman spends $500 to save her goldfish's life after it chokes on a pebble.
I didn't add this. This is not my news topic.
Keep going, Andrew.
A worried pet owner spent $500.
No. Did he bring up a goldfish news last time?
Yes, he did.
What
Yes.
is it with you and goldfish? I don't
fit
want
easily in
that.
the ass.
Here's the thing. I think he tests what annoys you and then brings it back next week.
You know how I know he didn't check Hip Chat? Because I told him that I was going to do it whether he liked it or not. And he was just like, fucking nope.
He's still talking.
No acknowledgement of Hip Chat whatsoever.
Nobody gives a shit.
I don't care. The story's fucking funny.
Please, go next news topic.
Fine. Indonesia's orgasm lady uses sexual empowerment to champion women's rights.
And we wonder why we get, Thomas, so many people saying they loved last week's show so much. Because there was no vortex.
The fish is cool. It's awesome. An Indonesian campaigner, Ferliana Perwanti, is on a mission to tell women in her largely conservative nation that insisting on equality in the bedroom can help them achieve equal footing in bedrooms and in politics. God damn it. Perwanti's approach is unconventional in the country with the world's largest Muslim population, where open discussions of sex is largely frowned upon.
Is it sad that I'm assuming she's already like going to be assassinated or something like this?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up, right?
Dubbed the Orgasm Lady, Perwanti said, if women are
The
empowered
Orgasm Lady. Is that her nickname?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
That's
the way
a
you're thinking.
superhero name.
That is.
Orgasmo, it's a female orgasmo. If women are empowered enough to voice their demands in the bedroom, they are more likely to take the fight for equality outside the home. By speaking up about sex, she hopes to spark discussion on issues such as virginity tests on women who want to join Indonesia's military.
Listen, I'm pro this woman. Because she's right. She's fighting a war that needs to be fought. It sounds silly, but that side of the world, the Middle East, is so repressed and not just sexually, but because they're so repressed sexually, they repress their women and education and driving in the way they speak and even in the room. Come on, guys. Domination is good. Allow the woman to take control. Jesus.
That's the best part.
I'm sure Muhammad would be okay with this.
No, Muhammad wouldn't let a 12-year-old take control. It's not.
Exactly.
By speaking up about sex, she hopes to spark discussion on issues with the Indonesia's military or police force and the ritual of female genital mutilation. She says, your body, your sexual pleasure is your autonomy. The state...
I'm sorry. This is so joy.
The state has nothing to do with it, said Perwanti, age 39, who wrote The O Project, a 2010...
Can you show some respect down on one knee?
Oh my God, we're going to hell.
Now try your best to stay calm. Brush up your Sunday salon.
Go ahead. What else does it say?
Sure?
Yeah.
Sure you want to offend another
Yeah.
bit? Cool.
Come on.
Hey, listen, we're not talking about Arab individuals or Muslims.
We're talking about Indonesians.
And we're talking about exactly. But we're also talking about radicalized people in that part of the world.
We're just poking fun.
Yeah.
About 5,000 copies of the Indonesian language book were snapped up by readers soon after the launch, and it was translated into English last year. Indonesia ranked 92nd out of 145 countries in the World Economic Forum's 2015 Gender Gap Index after scoring poorly.
You know what? These men are afraid of women in the bedroom.
Why?
But the biggest feat that a man can do is perform. Because that's a challenge. That's hard. If you ever watched pornography, of course, we've all watched pornography in this room, but you realize I try not to look at the guy when I'm watching it. I usually look at the chick. But if you look at the guy, which occasionally your eyes drift to the dude, it just happens, like, He's in pain. He's struggling. His eyes are squinted. He's thinking of baseball and his mother, so he doesn't come. Sometimes sex is a challenge. And it's hard because guys, it comes easy for guys.
Quite literally.
Exactly. So it's hard. It's hard to do it. So why don't you Arab radical people from that part of the world take pride in the fact that you can hold off just a little bit long?
What are you afraid of?
You're not performing for anybody. With repression in these cultures, you're not performing for anybody. You're getting satisfaction for yourself, and you don't give a fuck about anybody else.
Who here has...
See, that's not enjoyable. To me, it's like...
Guess what? That's not your culture. Guess what? India has the largest accounts of gang rape in the entire world. And when that's your culture, you don't give a fuck about what you do in the bedroom.
Next news topic. Oh, I care.
All right. Well, South Park might care. Because they're teasing the new season with a Copernic version of the national
Copernic?
Anthem. Is that how you say that?
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick? Copernic.
Kaepernick.
Yeah, Kaepernick.
Kaepernick is the football player.
He just upping that up. Copernic.
Copernicus was the guy with the fucking solar system.
Yeah.
You asshole.
He thinks we're talking. He think we're talking astronomy over here.
That's how we know he's our resident gay man. To be
Andrew
into the
Kaepernick.
stereotype, he doesn't know the sport.
There's a ligature in the name. All right.
He knows what a ligature is.
Both.
He knows the gay code.
He doesn't know the guy's name pronunciation, but he knows what a ligature in a sentence is.
Copernic. Isn't that the third star to the right? Straight on to morning.
He's a fellow gay, so you should know him, Andrew.
Oh, come on. Don't hate.
Jesus Christ.
The
Was he
hate.
the first public?
Just
gay
don't
No,
hate.
he's trolling you.
Oh,
Just
my
read
God.
the story.
Just read the story.
Sports. South Park just tweeted a national anthem themed promo for the premiere of their 20th season to coincide with the kickoff of the San Francisco 49ers Monday Night Football game, where backup quarterback Colin Kaepernick, thank you, continued his asinine protest of the anthem. The 30-second spot.
That's not our words.
Sorry?
That's not our words.
That is not our words.
Yeah.
No, that is from the article from newsbusters.org. The 30-second spot has the citizens of South Park standing at stadium singing the new national anthem that reflects the internal struggles that go on in the hearts of all white liberals who want to show solidarity with the cause, while also taking advantage of the protection afforded by the police. This is ridiculous.
Colin Kaepernick is brave. Cops are pigs, cops are pigs. Wait, someone just took my stuff. I need to call the cops. Oh no, I just said cops are pigs. Now who's gonna help me get my stuff? Why did I listen to Colin Kaepernick? He's not even any good. Oh, I just got all my stuff back. Cops are pigs again, cops are pigs. Colin Kaepernick's a good backup.
That's amazing.
That's going to be a good one.
That's amazing.
That is.
Yeah. You know what? I haven't really said much about this, and I want to talk about the show before we left, but the whole Kaepernick thing, listen, the guy is 100% obviously entitled to his opinion. And there are, now the sad thing is that the news isn't quoting everything he has said.
Mm-hmm.
Mainstream news is taking the police aspect and the fact that he's not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Am I right, Tony?
Yes.
Okay. But they're failing to quote exactly what he said. Most of what his issues had nothing to do with police brutality. It had to do with corruption of our government from every angle. He said a bunch dealing with corruption, and the news isn't quoting that.
No, because that's not what makes him a villain.
Exactly. They want to isolate certain sound bites that they know is going to create rifts in our society.
The media is poison.
They want ratings.
And that's what they're doing. They're not focusing on the fact that he said corruption in our government. Not just the police were a very small part of it.
Yeah.
Now, I actually agree. I'm on the side of police brutality per se, but I agree with the government corruption. And he says that he can't bow down to a government until they fix the corruption within the government. I don't have a problem with his words. However, I have a problem with his platform. When is the NFL going to be about the National Football League? For the past 7 years, it's been about one controversy after another.
It has.
It's ridiculous. Let's get back to the sport of football. And I want to say this. I'm getting on my soapbox for a moment here. Thomas, if you went to your day job and decided not to do your job, or you decided to start speaking like this, saying the government's corrupt and I'm not going to do a portion of my job because of this, you would be fired immediately because you're not doing what your job dictates. Yeah. It's no different than Marshawn Lynch, who's an idiot, who refuses to do press conferences. He's retired now, right, Tony?
He's a free agent, I believe, right?
Okay, like he refuses to do press conferences, which is in his contract.
Yeah.
He refuses to do them. He should have been fired. Kaepernick, there should be no news headline. You know what he should be done? What should have happened to him? You should have been fired, because if anybody else that did this type of semantics at their job, they would be fired because it's not PC behavior. It's controversial.
It's getting in the way of what we pay you to do.
Right, dude. Yeah. You're being paid. Get out there, do your job. If you believe you need to have a voice because you have fame, then what you need to do is get on Twitter, get on Facebook, and say your piece on the social media.
Go do your thing in the public eye outside of your job, but do your fucking job.
That's my problem. It's not his words, it's the platform. Do your job, dude.
And it's not like he's not, I don't know, I'm not that plugged in. I don't know if he's not like playing football.
It doesn't matter. He's creating
but the
a circus.
Fact is he's making a circus at his job, and just because his job's an international thing or a national coverage doesn't mean it's still not being a problem.
Which goes back to any other job. If you created a circus and created distraction from the actual job, you would be fired on the spot. You would be sent to HR and you would be gone. Immediately. There would be, Tony, you work in a corporate environment. Would this be allowed?
Not really. No.
Not even it wouldn't be allowed. He would be gone. What else do we have in the news? Andrew, come on.
Moms are keeping their babies' umbilical cords and turning them into jewelry and decoration.
Jesus.
Sounds disgusting.
Why?
It's disgusting, but it's cool as shit.
No.
Okay.
It seems like moms are always championing new levels, new trends around childbirth, whether it's hypnosis or...
You're no one special. Stop it.
Or eating placenta pills.
You are not anything because you had a kid. If you raise a kid, that's one thing. But just because you had a kid doesn't mean shit. I'm sorry.
It's because you spread your legs and laid still for 30 seconds.
Oh, so much more to it than that. Jesus Christ.
There's more to it than that. But to act like you're somehow better than anybody else, or now you're a medical professional, or you're some kind of spiritual healer, or something.
Hey, look, guys, this came out of my vagina. I'm going to go ahead and make it a jewelry. I'm going to wear it around my neck.
That is insanity.
That is bad. Imagine you ate a bunch of corn one night. just go with it for a second. No, you ate a bunch of corn.
A shitload of corn.
Yeah, a lot. And you then shit out corn that was, crystallized by shit.
Yeah.
And you decide to sell it as precious gems. I think you should do it. Put it on Amazon. So call them shit corn gems. I mean, this is stupid.
It's the same thing.
This is stupid.
It's ridiculous. The only time where someone being a mom has any reference point or matters in any way is if I'm looking for advice and or tips on how to raise a decent human being, and you have done so. Outside of that, because guess what? You don't have to raise a good kid either.
And the sad thing is that there's going to be people
who are into this stupid shit.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. You're going to go to like the next K's jewelry. I'm like, well, look at that.
What is that? Placenta rings? Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
Let me see that placenta ring. Oh, no, not that one. The golden, golden coated one. Yeah, that one.
Next to the corn shit piece.
Yeah, that's going to be the new trend. Instead of platinum rings, placenta rings.
Well, what do you guys know? Because you're white males.
Oh, Jesus.
And cool.
He's not white.
That's you're males. How about that? Now, the latest thing is apparently not only keeping their babies' umbilical cords, but fashioning them into jewelry or home accessories. The cords are fashioned into the design while they're still fresh and then baked to dry them out.
Just stop. Just stop.
This is really, really cool.
This is not really cool.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
No, it's just an interesting sort of thing.
You were the problem.
What's the problem is people are pickling.
How is it interesting? Wait, hold on. Okay.
Everything about this is upsetting.
All right, hold on, Andrew. Hold on. Okay. So it's cool to take a placenta or unbiblical, or take the cord and make it like hardened and use it as a necklace or whatnot, but it's not cool to pickle them. Explain that to me and go.
Well, because pickling, okay, so if it's hardened, if it's dried, it's hardened, right? It's not gonna slime off in your hand. But if you pickle it, it's like in a jar. It's in like with the fucking embalming
fluid. That's where you cross the line on pickling.
Tell me the difference between this image number 5
this is
and a dead tapeworm.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It doesn't
And
matter.
tell me
It's the-
how it's fucking art.
It's
Or
not.
Nobody said it was. Nobody said it was.
It's no different than Lady Gaga throwing up on a canvas during her show and saying it's art. It's not art. It's throw up. It's puke.
It was colored milk. First
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, whatever. All right. What else do we have in the news, Andrew? Please get off this topic.
No.
No, I don't want to get into it. It's a Vortex topic, and please, I will never put something like this on the news again. Just move on. Next topic.
Well, let's keep it with women. With a woman who intentionally who was run over 4 times
Jesus.
by a former coworker, according to police.
Why?
Let's find out, shall we? KPRC2 says Houston police
What?
have. I don't
Is
know.
this like the next astromech droid? What was the name of it?
This is the name of the station.
Oh, okay.
Houston police have found the truck that was involved in the case of a woman who was intentionally run over 4 times by a former coworker late Sunday night, police say. Police said the victim, San Juanita Herrera, suffered lacerations and head trauma after a driver hit her several times.
Jesus.
With his gray 2000 Nissan Frontier pickup truck with a camper at her home in Southeast Houston. Sergeant Joshua Horn with HPD's homicide unit said, "What we have basically is we have a witness out here who, after the young lady was run over, she asked her who did this to her." And the young lady told her a former coworker of hers. Herrera's son.
Are
Michael,
you reading? What are you doing?
I'm reading the article as written. I'm
Then you
reading
and the
article as
writer
written.
had a stroke.
No, the writer here is retarded.
We don't use the R word in here.
All I know is that some woman got
we
ran
don't
over.
we don't use the R word, but we'll objectionalize an entire country.
Yeah, that's
women.
retarded.
That's exactly what we did.
Herrera's son, Michael Hernandez, said his mother rarely came outside after
we're
7
done.
p.m.
I'm going to get rid of the news section, I think.
Just play the vortex alarm for a
I
solid
almost
15
want
minutes.
to say we should have done the goldfish story.
Yeah, all right, we're done.
The
All
Goldfish
right.
story was awesome.
All right, thank you, Rudy, for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
$500 for anesthetic. Fish.
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Tony Sabal and Thomas Cowley, Andrew Spindler with the news, audio guru Dustin Lucas, produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital broadcast production.